original scenes. These were all written by students, all of whom are in the audience today or standing on the stage. And it's a completely student-done production. It was directed, acted, tech-produced, everything by students here at SDMU. And we're so excited that you've come to support all of our writers and helping us bring this show to life. So thank you so much for coming. Yeah, and now I'm going to hand it over to Esha to talk a bit about more details of the show.
Hi, my name is Esha Gupta. I am Managing Director of New York's Coffeehouse and one of the other co-production managers. Please make sure all of your cell phones are on silent during the show as it would distract the actors. And please be aware of some trigger warnings for the content. These include flashing lights, death, violence, mentions of mental illness, murder, use of a fake knife, violence, and substance abuse. Please be
I wish I could spill puddles of ink, but I could only make puddles. I guess all you really need is a puddle of ink to traverse an ocean. What if there are pirates on the way? Or sea monsters? Or a deadly storm?
Waves crash against the hull. This tempest is anything but dull. The ship rocks aggressively in the brine like a swirled glass of wine.
You do this first thing every time. It gets old. The storm is nothing. We don't have to suffer for this. Let's shift the story in a different direction.
Your ingenuity continues to blow me away. Let us rewrite the story without any delay.
No, that's not the story I'm telling.
Oh, I just thought it'd be more interesting if the sky were clear and there was no wind whatsoever. It would really show how stranded we are, how we have nowhere to go. I think it would also better highlight your fear of stagnation as an author and mirror your personal struggle.
Who are you to know?
We are you, are we not? Your reflection in an ink pot. Tumultuous as that pot may be, it is docked on a desk. Sedentary.
Okay. Enough of these pleasantries. Your ship is due stage right, and the next act of the play will be on a mysterious desert island.
That seems boring. I'd better go elsewhere. Come on, Tim.
They cannot be serious. I'm in charge here. I'm the playwright, and this is my magnum opus. I know. I'll force them into a slowly burning period drama.
The countryside does wonders. Horses roaming the greenest pastures. The distant ringing of harpsichords reminds me that I am a content lord.
I detest these pastoral settings with their constant parties and excessive waste. I hate pretending to be a high society crowd like idiot.
I wholeheartedly agree, old chum. This setting is the epitome of tedium. This tendency to be bucolic really is quite idiotic. Let us go back to the city, full of intrigue and pleasantry.
Why do you always leave?
Maybe you're trying to escape too. I don't like to pretend to be something I'm not. I probably get that from you.
Well, that bodes well for an imaginary actor. So, let's see. What about a mystery where you work together, solve clues, and unearth a huge conspiracy?
Have you searched the perimeter? The suspect was spotted by the groundskeeper. Follow the footsteps into the garden, and you might find the murder weapon.
Isn't it obvious? It was the professor who did it, with the candlestick in the ballroom. He had the strongest motive and his alibi. Complete bogus. IKEA is closed on Sundays.
You just ruined it. The suspense, the intrigue is gone.
It really was quite elementary.
space opera with robots and aliens.
The control board has short-circuited. We are crashing down unabated. Your odds of survival are 7,000 to 1. Henceforth ends your run.
I suppose we could manually change the trajectory, or deploy the parachutes, or use the distress signal, or connect the emergency reactor core, or use the escape pods. But most of these methods don't have a good chance of working anyway, and plot armor doesn't look good on me. So I'm just going to stay here, enjoy this spiraling down.
Destruction imminent. You are now a free agent. Destruction imminent. You need not stay vigilant.
Will you please behave? What setting does no one escape from? Corporate hell. Bureaucracy ad infinitum. Taxes.
On Wednesdays, we audit. You know, whenever I feel trapped in my IRS cubicle, I live vicariously through people's receipts. Look, this person bought a magnifying glass. What for? For idiots.
Frozen peas at the supermarket? A brand new tennis racket? A Mediterranean cruise? With nothing to lose. Taxes and accounting. No one thinks this is boring.
It is boring. There's no life to it. At least when they didn't listen to me, there was a twist. Can I really only write through the medium of the IRS? Am I that invaluable? Who will take interest in my work? What even is my work?
Careful on the deck, wench. Storm is raging in here. And in my pants.
Well, you look far too charming to be in the countryside, farming. What brings you to this estate? It's been quite unpleasant as of late.
Don't you have a library shift today?
What goes on my face?
I know. I just think you should take a break.
From what? Not much has happened.
Why, a fresh breath of air does wonder, mon cher.
There are ideas out there.
Yeah, but it's cold outside.
You know. Ideas don't come from inside the ink pot. You draw from the outside in. You can't just stop living and keep on writing. You only rely on tarnished memories and hardened scraps that are literally equivalent of only eating pickles. You need to get something fresh on your plate. You'll definitely lose your grip otherwise. Take a break.
I guess I could go for a walk.
Myra, 24 now, to investigate the planet Gaia and to identify and subdue any hostiles.
Experiments?
Yeah, those were coming along, I guess. The microgreens I planted would have been ready in another 3 high-rise. Everything was going according to plan until... next report to HQ. She stabbed me. Aliya tried to kill me. And for what? Some silly disagreement? All I wanted was some music, for God's sake. I told you I needed some music. Something to break the unending monotony of space, and she just snapped. Came raging at me with her stake. I was backed into a corner, nowhere to go, crying, pleading for her to stop until she drove it through my side. Through some stroke of fortune, she missed anything vital. I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't know why my best friend tried to kill me. It was so unlike her. I mean, our teachers used to call her the calm to my chaos, always the protector, the shield between the world and me. In fact, the only time I remember her losing her temper was when we were 6. Someone had shoved me, so she broke his nose with her fist. That's why this makes no sense to me, you know? I told you why. I don't know. This makes as little sense to me as it does to you. Try again? Is this in some way funny to you? My best friend, my sister basically, stabs me with her hunting weapon, packs me up, and sends me away. Those last few days, I don't know what had come over me. It was like the walls of the ship were closing in on me, no matter how hard I tried to keep them out. The sun was just a tiny speck on our screens, the feeling of its warmth on our faces just a distant memory. How we longed for the smell of the earth after the first rain, the sounds of our feet splashing through puddles, the first droplets flopping onto our upturned faces. Maybe that's why Aliya had grown so quiet. Maybe it was the fact that we would never again get to experience the joy of gazing up at the constellations. Lupus and Cygnus, Venus, Draco, heads thrown back in laughter over some little joke. I get to do those things again, but she doesn't. Could I even do them without her? She really did love space, though. When we were declaring her majors, I knew I was going to lose her to the galaxies. She went with astronautics and extraplanetary aviation. That's why I studied biological space sciences. And then she got selected to lead this big expedition, so of course I followed. The vastness of space terrified me, but not having her was even more unfathomable. I see you're back to your whys. They really need to update you, don't they? Like I was saying, she got selected to lead this great expedition, so I went with her, knowing that there was this great possibility that I wouldn't ever see this world again. Unless it meant one of us would be left behind. Only one emergency pod. But I went anyway. The first 2 months were great. We were in our own little bubble. My labs and her research were both very promising. And then things began to change. We were perfectly content with each other, but I just think I was never meant for solitude. I missed the crush of the crowds at the market, the clamoring of church bells, the sound of my mother's voice and tasting her food. We had so much space all around us, but it felt like the walls of the ship were closing in on me, crushing me. It was like I was choking, like I couldn't breathe. I didn't tell her, of course, but I think she knew. She could always read me like an open book. I think she knew. I'd been seeing faces in the dark, hearing voices in my head. I couldn't focus on my work anymore. It seemed like it was eating at her, All her life, the one thing she could never stand was watching me hurt. She would have given her life for me. Is that what she did? Oh, God, tell me she didn't. Tell me she didn't! Is that why she was rearing for a fight? So she got an excuse to send me back? That's the one image I can't get out of my head. Even if she was coming at me through all her rage, her eyes were clear. They were clear as she stabbed me right here, where no organ could be hit. They were clear as she dressed my wound and pressed a kiss to my forehead. She packed me up and sent me away. She saved me. She saved me and stayed alone in that fucking prison. Is there no way to save her, to bring her back? Has anyone told her parents that she'll be out there orbiting forever?
Good afternoon, sir. Apologies for the rude awakening. We don't have much time to take you to the beyond.
To where?
The beyond, sir. You're dead.
Me? Dead? Woo! Finally! None of that shit knee pain tying me down to a chair. Thank you for ending my misery! Ah, shit! Anyways, what the hell's your cab doing in the middle of a swamp?
Don't ask me. I was sent here. It all depends on what you did before you died.
I was perfectly healthy. Other than a few pains here and there. Just had a few bottles, went sauntering in the woods somewhere.
It's normal. Everyone forgets their last few memories before they kick the bucket. Come on. We don't have much time. Let's get in the car and go. take her into the shop soon. Found her a few decades after I died. Instantly fell in love. Look at these beautiful leather seats, the way she gently purrs. I've kept her in tip-top condition for nearly 70 years.
You mind the bit of mud I'm getting on the...
Oh, no worries. We've dealt with way worse than that. Yeah, some people throwing up because of the motion sickness.
Jesus H. Christ! You didn't tell me this car flies! Couldn't you go slower for this poor old man?
Yeah, sorry for the sudden acceleration. Gets the job done faster. This car's dealt with shit, blood, vomit. Yeah, people have taken their stained clothes with them into the afterlife. At least you don't have to deal with those ones for very long.
Speaking of, how did I die? Did I get run over by a truck? Stabbed? Poisoned by arsenic?
If any of those had happened, you'd be significantly flattered, discolored, and or bleeding all over my car. Do a favor for me, check in the glove compartment for me for a clipboard. Should have your documents on top, should say cause of death.
Cause of death. Cause of death. Tripped over a log and died. That's stupid!
Honestly, it's not the worst I've seen. It doesn't have your name on there either, just a bunch of numbers, so tell me what's yours?
Oh, Alex.
Alex. My name's also Alex. Ander, but people call me Sasha. Similar, but different.
Sasha. Sounds like a girl's name. I'm sorry.
Don't fret, everyone says that. So, Alex, if I may ask, how did you end up, tripping over a log and dying?
It was the itch again, wasn't it?
The itch.
Sick of being at home. When I came back, everything was the same as when I left. Old friends had either died or moved out long ago, like me. My name wasn't remembered. I wanted to be free again.
Fuck it!
I don't want to remember. You died too, didn't you? That's all.
It was so many years ago, I forgot by now.
What did you die of?
Something in the lungs, or the heart. It was rather young. 44.
Good golly, that's young. I'm sorry. But life's still going on after death, right?
In a way. Most people just move on to be reborn. Me, I decided to stay a while, just to wait for a few people. Any last wishes? I'll do my best to see them happen.
Last wishes. Well, I still have one more granddaughter, son, child, whatever. He's a queer. I'm still terrible at pronouns. Anyways, fuck, he graduated college some time ago. He hasn't told me where he is now. If you ever run into him, just please check on him. Make sure he doesn't go fucking insane, taking lean or some weird shit. Give him this watch. As a reminder that parts of me will still be there. I'm proud of him. He's the only hope I have left, and I barely know what he looks like at drinking age. I wish I had more time to spend with him, you know? But I'm sure if he gets his shit together, he'll blossom. He's the first in our family, you know.
Reminds me of my daughter, the light of my life. Once, when I came back from work, I found her in the living room climbing up the shelf like a little monkey. At 9 in the evening. I lost it, tripped over a box in the dark, knocked over the furniture, and sent her falling. We were both alright, in the end, but that was how she lost her first baby tooth. I find it surprising that out of all the memories I still have, that one's still the freshest. I guess your kid's the first thing you remember after you give up your heart and your lungs for them to have a better life than yours.
Yeah, exactly. Nearly lost a finger myself trying to keep my kids afloat. For me, I think after my son accidentally fathered a child a bit too early, that's when I realized I need to get off the bottle. Anything for them.
Anything for them. So you mentioned something about the itch.
You won't get it.
I do. More and more people I've met have felt it. They wouldn't necessarily call it the itch. That's not a term I've heard used in a long time. Not since my wife told me I had it.
The itch got passed down in my family. It means, for starters, my mom had the itch. Got her climbing up huge factory buildings during the Second World War. Then, I passed it down to my son, who subsequently slept with some random girl. Then it was the fucking itch that got my first grandson running away at 16. Then, it was the itch that made my second one do college in the West Coast, as far away as possible. Can't predict what the itch will do to you. Just flip a coin, spend 10 years figuring out the meaning of that. Where'd the itch send you? Where'd you come from?
Somewhere out of Russia.
Ah, Russia. My family came from there too. Not to sound politically incorrect, but you don't sound like someone out of Russia.
Oh, I lost my accent. A long time ago. Have to go with the times.
Did you lose anything else with the accent?
Yeah, some other things.
Okay. I feel that too. There's some things I'd rather forget. What do I do when I get there? To the beyond, I mean.
It's just a door. You walk in and lose yourself in preparation for a new life.
Renewal. You're just a blank slate?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic!
So, who would you leave behind?
What do you mean? That's why you didn't really pass on, didn't you?
When I died, I left my wife and daughter behind. I thought that as a cab driver, I would get to see them again when they passed away. Waited too long for that, I guess. Still stuck in this driver's contract. Someday, perhaps, I might get to see glimpses of them and our descendants.
Well, it's too late now. Kinda get it, though. Mom would tell me about the little family she lived with in New York City. Her parents died a bit too early. First her father, then her mother. Now she had to fend for herself. She wished she'd be more time with her. Me, I didn't talk to my son for a full 6 years. Tried to mend the relationship between my son and his children, fix the damage that I'd done. He said a few choice words to my grandchildren. First one died in a ditch the next day over. Second one, a bit better. We were improving. Should have tried harder though. Right that time.
I thought 29 was hard. We had to sacrifice everything. 12 years of work, down the drain, just to stay afloat. It took out my frustration on everybody. I didn't mean to, really. It's not worth pondering about for almost a century.
What a nice beach.
Oh, I always pass it on my way to the beyond. During the hottest summers, I'd take my wife and daughter there. We'd pack up some buckwheat and zucchini spread, take the train to Newark, and have our friend drive us in a spanking new car to the beach. We'd dig a giant 4-foot hole in the sand.
My mom took us to that same beach too. She said her father took the family there when she was very new and wanted me to experience it for myself. You know, watching the seabirds take flight,
letting the monarch butterflies rest in the summer. Took my son to fish there once, you know, to continue that tradition. Sasha. Just realized I recognized that name. Mom called me that. She named me after my grandpa. Hey, hey, hey!
Shit!
Are you okay, dear sir?
Yes?
You nearly drove your fucking car into the sexy sea, you know!
Yes, I know. I got distracted.
Don't need to talk about it if it hurts.
It's fine. I promise. It's just... May I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Never mind. It feels like driving too close to the sun. We're here.
Already?
Already.
Well. You know, I've been thinking about the issue for some time now. I just realized it's not necessarily good or bad. Didn't get me out of Shithole Street in Nowhere Town, New Jersey.
It got me out of Russia than I did before everything fell.
And it brought me here, too. The door. You know, I thought I'd be excited, but now I don't think I have the balls to do it. But with the itch, wherever it takes you, just have to follow through. I guess I'm ready to forget. Embrace the new life that comes. Alex, it's great that you were the one to take me there.
Sasha, wait!
Cheers to oblivion.
Sasha, come back! My grandson. There's never enough time.
Soon as now, the
Does that smell? Ramen! Coming from the room next door. Man, I'm so hungry, but I need to start doing my homework. Hey, Toby! Have I ever mentioned that you're just the best person on the entire planet? You've always been there for me, and I really appreciate you. Oh, I don't want that much, but I appreciate you even more if you come over with some food! You're the best, bro! Who was it?
I brought food.
Woo, what'd you bring?
Foodies! You're calling me yourself now, you leeching jerk!
Hey, it's done. Let's eat.
Oh.
Shit! You two are dead meat. Just wait until I get over there.
You run around like you didn't get away.
No, let's get out of
Please, no, not the flames.
No.
If you're sorry, you've done the university yourself, then you made this hole in the wall, and you pay for it.
Come on, we're just broke college students like you.
Vicky, I looked everywhere, but there's no hallway connecting the two rooms.
What do you mean? The rooms are right next to each other.
Yeah, but our room is at the end of the hallway and the end of the building. Beyond this wall shouldn't be anything.
One of them's gaming. Just to look at. Okay, we just wanted to say. Wait, what are your names again?
Carmen.
Ricky. Cool. I'm Ashton. This is Toby. We are really sorry, ma'am. We don't have that much money, but we decided that we will pool together 20 wrinkles and give them to you two if you don't tell people that we broke this here wall. You know, because our university is really particular about walling for someone who's those bastards.
Did he just say pretty wrinkles? Are you kidding me? Who would want wrinkles?
Just what do you mean by 20 wrinkles?
Show it to us. Tell me. Pockets.
Well, here in the United States of America, we use dollars generally.
Dollars? United States of America?
You two sound like my grandmother always talking about the lost glory of America. But she just doesn't want to admit that ever since the reverse continental drift, things have been a lot better as New Pangea. Everybody knows that.
New Pangea.
Yeah.
This is an absurd question, but what year do you think it is?
The year 2098.
Class of 21.
Woo!
Still such a cool year to graduate.
Unless you fail physics, you can't graduate in 4 years.
How do you game all day and still ace marks?
Vicky, this is 2023, right? I think we may have opened a time portal.
Not us. It's entirely their fault.
So, you guys are from 2023. The 20s?
Don't say that. It makes me feel old. I shouldn't feel... This is so weird.
Do you think you could use it for the future? Make this one just a little bigger.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. There might be consequences, like you guys might disappear, burn, or explode if you were to come over here.
Well, what happened to the potato that,
Here, it's shrinking?
huh.
It shrunk. Did it completely disappear?
Maybe if you throw something from your side, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like ramen or Ramen.
Ramen doesn't age. It's something healthy like a banana.
Just as I thought. The banana's aging like there's no tomorrow. If you two were to come over here, you start to age very quickly. Over 7 years in an instant. Wait a moment. What year did you say you guys were born again? Year 2023?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
What day, month?
January 2nd. Why?
Oh,
Huh. Well, that's about when all of the plate tectonic stuff started happening. We did an article analysis on it last week. The plate tectonics storms continue to irritate the Ring of Fire on the west coast of the United States. January 2nd, 2023, an eruption on Mount St. Helens in Cougar, Washington. It hits the university the hardest. There's a delayed communication, and 2 students die. Vicky, Carol, and Carmen.
That's pretty sad.
Is that you guys?
Yeah.
Great.
Let's get out of here!
The wall is completely filled with rubble. What is that? It's the ramen.
Everything we had, gone in an instant.
Should have died. Should have died.
Thank you, Ashton and Toby.
Dear August, how are you? I was thinking about you today. I just took a job in Atlanta near U of A, and I thought I'd check in to see if you're still in the area. A long shot, I know. It's been what, close to 10 years now? And you're probably off doing something crazy. But I'll admit that, selfishly, I hope you're still in town. It'd be nice to catch up. Sincerely, Peter. Dear August, it's been a full week and I still haven't checked to see if you responded to my last email. I never sent it. I typed it all up and then I realized I didn't have an address to send it to. I guess all this moving stress is getting to my head. I saved it in a draft and in case I ever do find your address. I can't send this one either. Honestly, I don't even know what I would say if we did meet up.
Hi, Peter.
What do you say after 10 years of radio silence?
I was thinking about you today.
I was never really good at that sort of thing.
I just broke up with Jason, and I guess I was looking for distractions, and I ended up going to our old spot, the aquarium.
Not you, though. You could talk to anyone for hours.
Bad habit, I know, but I drive past it all the time on my way to work, so it's kind of hard to forget that it's there. Plus, I just like going there. It's peaceful.
Me, I get a few sentences in and then I'm stuck.
I thought it would help, but I just ended up walking out, sad about him and thinking about you. Double-edged sword, huh?
I hear people talking about the weather pretty often.
He was a good enough guy, but I just never really felt the way you're supposed to.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
There were never any fireworks. I was never interested in him, not romantically, not really. He didn't treat me though. He was in a band.
It's a safe bet.
Not an orchestra like you.
Everyone can experience the weather.
That was close enough for a little while.
But then you have to move on. I mean, you can only spend so long telling sopping wet people how rainy it is.
I kissed him once. One time. That was what started the whole thing.
And then you need a new conversation topic. It's never ending. Oh. All right. I'm going to order a sandwich.
We were on a bridge around midnight. Around that time when nothing feels real. And that kiss lasted 6 months. That's the problem with intrigue, I guess. It's easy to mistake for what you want. 6 months doesn't seem like long, but you're only young for so long. It's only so long before I'll be surrounded by people looking for permanence, and attachments get harder to break. Because when everyone around you is looking for sure things, steady things, there's only so many people out there willing to take a chance on you. And what if I end up settling just because they're the one that looked at my door and thought it was one they could stand to keep walking through? And what if I settle for good enough and live my whole life being happy enough, and I die knowing I didn't live the life I could have?
Whoa, okay. They've added a lot of new options to the menu.
I don't think I could stand to live with someone who wasn't interesting, even if I loved them.
Turkey, no mayo.
I thought you were boring the first time I met you.
No mustard, no tomatoes.
If I'm being honest, I didn't pay you much attention at all.
No pickles.
I knew you for 2 months before you said something I remembered.
Oh, dear August, have you looked at the Jimmy John's menu recently?
What do bowhead whales have to do with anything? I have no idea, but you lit up whenever you talked about them.
There were like 3 options when we used to go there.
And that was enough. I had you. And that was enough. Until I realized that was all you would talk about. Like, you loved it. And then I realized that even interesting people have their limits.
3 options, and you still always manage to talk the cashier into some other thing.
There will always be a moment when I look across the table at the writer or the engineer or you, and I think, is this it?
You were special like that. You could convince anyone to do anything for you. The world was at your fingertips. I wonder if you ever did pin down your sandwich order. Do I even want to know?
Always, yes.
I mean, I liked life when we were together.
But it's not that simple.
I like the life that I have now, too.
I mean, once you've known someone long enough, you've already heard everything they're going to say. They'll just keep finding new words to rearrange when they say it. Nothing's ever as different as it seems.
Things are quieter now.
Love August. No. From regards? It's too formal.
It's more secure. I like the piece.
I was never the best at saying goodbye.
You always had a lot of words. It once took you 98 words to tell me you were going to the bathroom.
It's hard to let go of things like that.
Do you know how many words it takes most people to go to the bathroom? I'm going to the bathroom. 5.
It feels so final.
Other people seem to like it. I would watch you at diners or gift shops or anywhere there are people, really, and it was incredible. You had this magic around you. Like, you could talk to anyone.
It took me a while to give up on trying to talk to you. Even though I guess I half did it, but you won't be reading my diary anytime soon, so I guess it's the same thing. It's a lot like when we were together, actually. I say things and you don't respond.
You could make anyone feel comfortable, but you were never comfortable. We never figured out how to talk to each other.
We would have things to say, but it was like we could never really hear one another.
We were always talking in opposite directions.
Like we were in the same room, but just missing each other.
You were always busy.
You didn't do feelings well.
You got distracted. You would leave dirty dishes half washed in the sink because you remembered something else halfway through.
I always hated the mess of it.
Everywhere you went, there was always something to pick up. You left a trail.
You had a quiet presence.
Everywhere August went, everyone knew.
I'd introduce you to someone and you just nod and then walk away.
There was a whole month dedicated to you.
You were so curled up in your shell that you never knew what you were missing out on. It was always me pushing you to go places, do things, meet people. And now you're God knows where, and I'm still living in the same apartment I was when we were in college. Ironic, isn't it?
You were all that I could think about all summer for years. Everywhere I went, your name was plastered somewhere. But things change. It's not just your month anymore. August is busier now.
I wonder what your life looks like now.
I'm going on a trip on August 12th to Bahrain for work. I got married on August 20th to my wife, Julie.
Never mind, I don't want to know.
I got married 6 years ago. Whew, time flies.
I don't want to hear about how you keep moving on, doing everything I was planning on.
I think you'd like her.
It was always me who wanted to go on adventures, always me who wanted to travel the world.
She's a lot like you.
It should have been me. There's people who've been in the same spot here for years. It's strange to think about. It's a college town. You'd think every year everyone would pack up and leave, and a lot of them do, but a lot of them stay. I've had the same mailman for 12 years. He spends all day traveling, and still he spent the last 12 years in the same spot.
Actually, she reminds me a lot of you.
And he seems happy about it, like what he has is as perfect for him as what could have been. Like he's in exactly the season of life that he needs. And I think maybe that's what I'm jealous of. Not that he has a life that I want, but that he can accept a life that I couldn't. Sometimes I watch him walking down the street and I think, that man, he's got life figured out.
She's one of the kindest people I know. She cares about everything, no matter how insignificant.
There's a gardener I feel the same way about. She plants all the flowers for the church. She's been doing it for 30-something years, and still most days she comes in with something new to plant. She cares for the garden like it's her child.
She spends her Sunday afternoons cleaning graves.
She even scrapes the moss from between the stones of the flowers.
She's memorized all the names that no one recognizes anymore and says them to each one, like they might remember.
And she tells them everything that comes to her mind, softly, like she's coaxing a child from under a table during a thunderstorm. There's this promise in her voice that she's there to nurture them, to watch them grow.
And the whole time, they're just stones. She's talking to them, and they don't hear a word she says.
She's been doing it for 30 years. She loves that place with her whole heart, and looking at that little world that she's created, I can see it too.
Me, I don't understand it. Honestly, I'm not convinced that what she's doing isn't entirely useless.
Sometimes I look out at all those colors and I breathe in and I think, this must be the feeling I've been wanting.
I thought maybe you would.
And I think maybe that's what it feels like to be inside the Sistine Chapel. Just entirely peaceful.
It seems like it would be a beautiful thing to believe that those sorts of things are necessary.
And then I remember that I don't know for sure. I don't know enough about anything yet to settle for substitutes.
Sometimes I wish I could convince myself that things like that aren't a waste of time.
And I wish I could be happy with that. I really do. Sometimes I am, but not all the time. It's just not the way I'm wired.
It It's just not the way my brain works.
I still feel like I just graduated. Life is just getting started, but it's been getting started for 10 years now. I'm supposed to be growing into myself. It's supposed to be midsummer, but I just stepped off the podium. It's still spring.
And Jeremy was born on August 27th.
You spent all 4 years in your room, or in the dining hall. And now you're the one moving on and out there seeing the world. That's a surprise, isn't it?
Jeremy is my son.
For a man of so few words, you were always so full of surprises.
I don't think I've ever told you about him.
I'm glad that you did. I never knew quite what to expect from you. It's one of the things that I miss most.
I mean, I don't think I've spoken to you since he was born, so how could you know? We play catch in the yard sometimes. We never talk much, but it feels pretty natural that way. I think you'd like him too. He's pretty quiet, but man, does he listen. He's memorized every bird song south of Virginia. He can name any bird just by its song. He's a smart kid. He loves springtime. That's when everything is out and chirping and restless. Things get quieter in summer. Everything starts to settle.
Dear Peter, this is my first journal entry in weeks. I guess all the moving stress is getting to my head. I have another showing this afternoon. A couple and their child.
There won't be many birds in Atlanta, but there's a park nearby. It's the same park we used to go to.
The apartment looks so empty now. It's hard to believe so much of my life happened right here.
It's right down the street from where you used to live. I don't have your email address, but I know where you used to live.
But I don't live here anymore. Man, feels good to say that. It's like I'm pulling up roots.
It'd be something if you still did live there.
I have to be out by 10.
Maybe I'll walk by in the morning, for old time's sake.
I was never the best at saying goodbye,
Give it a try.
but here's my best shot.
I'm still not sure what I'd say.
Thank you for everything. It's time to go. Before I do, I think I'll stop by the aquarium, for old time's sake. Bad habit, I know, but it's just so peaceful.
Sincerely,
With all of my love,
Peter.
August.
Woo!
I'm surprised to see you. What are you doing here?
I'm here for an event, just staying the night. Never thought I'd come here for this.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. What are you doing here, though?
Liza and I just wanted the day off. She's taking a nap upstairs and kicked me out.
Yeah, she would.
Oh, did you see? Mom sent a text. The scans are clear.
They are every year. But I guess it's better to be cautious, right?
Oh, take a seat if you want.
It's nice. What is it? Gin and tonic?
Yeah. Just order your own.
Chill out. In any case, I'm good. I don't have to one.
Huh.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Nothing.
Anyway, I'm sorry I couldn't make your graduation. I was caught up. How'd it go?
That was fine. You didn't come to my high school graduation either.
Come on, that's not fair.
And that's not a lie, either.
Oh. Why can you never let things go? Honestly, your whole life. It's like once you get something in your head, you can never let it rest until...
Hey! I'm allowed to be upset about this!
You know what? Fine.
Fine.
How's work been?
Work's been fine. I guess. It's not like any job is that glamorous the first year out of college.
Yeah, you gotta get to the grind. Remember how busy I was when I first started out?
You know, I couldn't really tell much of a difference.
According to Dad, he didn't stop whining the second you started.
Come on, you couldn't have even helped me out when I started?
What could I have done?
I don't know, taking my call. The bar's not very high.
You're so melodramatic.
Hardly.
You tried to tear apart my jacket because I didn't give you a lift.
That was years ago! Why would you still be thinking about that? Didn't even manage to get your jacket. Still wearing it. Just managed to be that friend of yours or something.
And it caused a fight between me and him.
And that's what you still care about?
Look, I don't know what sort of issue you've always had with my friends,
I never had an issue with your friends.
Sure you did.
No, it's true. Look, were they the best, most ethical, nicest people you'll ever meet? No, and you knew that.
I haven't seen him in years. Did you know?
No, actually.
You're on the track team?
Oh, yeah. I was on it through college. Remember, I'd go on those overnight trips?
You never tried out for the team while you were in school? While I was captain?
No, I guess I never wanted to.
I see. Look, the way I reacted about Mom's scams, that wasn't really nice of me. I'm genuinely glad everything's okay.
Oh, that's good. It's been a lot to deal with.
Especially alone, I'm guessing. I'm gonna be more on top of things.
Great.
I miss you.
What did you say you were in town for again?
An event.
What event?
We haven't spoken in so long.
Why aren't you here with anyone else?
I've made a lot of mistakes.
What is it? Are you here for work?
We should have talked earlier.
What event? What are you talking about?
I never thought I'd have to attend this.
Dean, what are you talking about?
I'm here for a funeral.
Whose?
Yours.
offered me the chance of being your apprentice, calling yourself the best magician in Italy, if I recall correctly, I didn't expect to keep playing housekeeper for the next 12 years.
It's necessary.
12 years, Esper. You've been searching for a way back for as many years as there are dancing princesses in the Grimm's fairy tale. At what point does this fit the definition of insanity?
It won't be much longer.
If I had a coin for everything.
You don't understand.
You're not living.
I spent half my life running through those reflected halls, seeing things that you could never dream of. I was a queen, Shans, a queen.
The good kind or the bad kind?
What kind of question is that?
When you're not going to answer it directly.
Good kind. Obviously.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't understand. Say there's some clue in the past, some part of the story that could help you find a way back.
I've gone over every moment, every detail 1,000 times.
But you've never told me. You've always kept it to yourself. Maybe I'll see something that you didn't. Enlighten me.
I was a lonely child. 17 years old. We never stayed in one place long enough for me to find friends. One house was falling apart, but I liked it because my bedroom wall, floor to ceiling, was a mirror. I used to tell myself stories in front of it, pretend I wasn't alone. One day, my reflection spoke to me. She told me of a world through the mirror, a land of dreams and nightmares. She told me I was her sister, but I'd always wanted a sister. She reached through the glass, and I took her hand.
What did the glass feel like when you walked through it?
A curtain of rain.
And the world on the other side? What was that like?
Strange, beautiful, terrible, and impossible. There was a sea made of stone and upside-down cities built under the crest of each tide. There was a forest where roots touched the sky and leaf-laden branches reached deep into the soil. There was strange music that sounded like echoes. And everywhere, there were mirrors. Every wall, every floor, each one a door back to this world. And it wasn't all wondrous. There was an evil king who sat on the throne with a ruby crown, and he wanted all travelers and their reflections put to death.
There were other travelers?
Yes. There are many mirrors in this world, and many souls lonely enough to step through. The king's militias chased me and my reflection across the land. Just before they could capture us, we were rescued by a group of rebels. They took us to their hideaway. It's a wooden dragon that flew among the clouds. Those were some of our happiest days. Exploring the land from the sky, sharing stories, and planning a rebellion against the king. A refugee named Sparrow, a reflection who'd lost his twin, taught me and my reflection how to fight, but she didn't want to learn.
Why not?
She thought knives were vile. Sparrow said a knife could be good or wicked, depending on the hand that wielded it. We landed the ship to restock on supplies, and we were ambushed. Her reflection was captured by the king. Desperate, we launched our rebellion earlier than we planned. Stormed the Dark Castle. I found her reflection in her cell.
What was she?
And she was alive, but she was a ghost of herself. We found the king in his throne room. While we fought his militias, someone destroyed his crown. Without it, he had no power. He withered before our eyes and begged for his life. Pathetic.
Did you spare him?
He hadn't had any mercy on my reflection. I took my sword and I killed him. I became queen.
Wait. Why were you the queen? Weren't you new, just freshly trained in battle, fighting? Why not any of the experienced rebels?
I was the only one willing to take on the burden.
Why were you?
I wanted to be more than a traveler in that world. I wanted to shape it. First few months were joyous.
I became queen. My friends became my advisors. The land celebrated the king's death. I created the first rose festival. We all danced in the courtyard, flowers and thorns. But we weren't free of the king's evil. His men had fled the castle, so we searched for them tirelessly. Some begged for mercy and vowed to swear fealty to me, but I wasn't swayed by their lies.
Do you think any of them really meant it?
They deserved that monster. They weren't human. They couldn't change. Sparrow disagreed. He thought I was being too harsh. But he was too soft-hearted to do what needed to be done. One night, I woke suddenly with a knife in my throat. In the dark, I fought the attacker and delivered a killing blow. And when I lit a candle, I saw it was Sparrow. With his dying breath, he told me I was becoming like the king. Can you believe that? My own friend come to kill me in my sleep, telling me I was the wicked one.
It does seem a bit twisted.
If Sparrow had betrayed me, who else would? I stopped sleeping. When thieves broke into the castle, they claimed to only be hungry. But I knew they were rebels, planning to desert me and hurt my friends.
So you killed them?
Yes. I killed them, and I ordered that all future thieves be killed. My friends confronted me the next day. Said I'd gone too far. They couldn't see that I was only trying to protect them. More rebels appeared by the day, and the castle walls were only so thick. They told me I was mad, and they tried to take my sword. And that was when I realized Sparrow hadn't been the only traitor. They all betrayed me. All except my reflection. I defended myself against the traitors until I was the only one left standing. It fell in a circle around me like rays of the sun. My reflection found me. Helped me escape the castle. It wasn't safe for us there anymore. We ran back the way we'd come all those years before. As far from the castle as we could go. Days out, we found a familiar mirror. The one I walked through when I entered that world. My reflection, my sister, took my hands. She said she was sorry. And I fell back through the glass.
And now you can't go back. Esper, what if the mirror was sealed shut for a reason?
What do you mean?
What if your reflection blocked you out? What if she doesn't want you to return?
No, she was trying to save me. She sent me back here so the rebels wouldn't find me.
Did she tell you that?
She didn't have to.
The last thing she said to you was that she was sorry. What if she pushed you, Esper?
She couldn't have. She's helpless without me. A new evil king will rise, and I won't be there to save her. The mirror world needs me.
Because you're a hero?
Yes.
And the friends who fought beside you to defeat the evil king, what happened to them?
I told you, they betrayed me.
So you killed them?
They tried to murder me!
Did they? Did they try to murder you, Esper, or were they just trying to defend themselves?
Why are you asking all these questions? You're making me sound like a villain. I didn't want to kill them. For 12 years, I've been haunted by their faces. I can still hear their screams like daggers in my ears.
I want to believe you, Esper. I want to believe what you're saying. Things you've done, the things you've already said, I don't want to believe them.
I am a hero. My reflection knows I am. She didn't lock me out.
She betrayed you to save the mirror world.
No! I love the mirror world. I love her.
And
That was amazing. Did you see how fast you were going? I think the word you're looking for is terrifying. How is any of that fun?
Come on, loosen up. We only aged a few months this time.
This time? That's only a few months less than however long we've got on this earth, so no, not fine.
Hey, come on. Loosen up.
Says you.
Oh, please. We've been through that thing several times. It's just a kid's ride.
Ricky, a kid's ride shouldn't accelerate time. I highly doubt it'll be safe any longer.
Come on, man. Look at this.
Dude, I can't do this. I don't get the use of word. Huh?
You rode with me last time, didn't you? And the time before that. Clearly, you must be getting something out of this, because there's no way in hell you'd be convinced otherwise to come after me.
Well, I don't know. My friends decided to take this rickety-ass carousel in the middle of the woods. Hey, let's go with that. That's totally normal, completely fine.
I didn't think it would turn on.
You went back.
So did you.
That's different. I didn't actually want to do it again.
Then why did you?
I don't know. Everybody else was. Besides, I never really considered all of what the carousel could do. Say right here. What if we pushed it backwards? I mean, if the carousel sent us forward in time, then surely it could send us back if we reverse the direction it spins.
Why would you want to do that?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm not mature enough for taxes and other adult BS.
Oh, can't you, Pen? Not everyone wants to be stuck as a prepubescent fetus.
Your mom's a prepubescent fetus.
see, if you get any younger, you'll be stuck telling your mom jokes for the rest of your life.
Well, that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Oh, really?
At least I won't have any more stupid growth spurts.
Well, I'm going to be a man again now. Check it out. I got swole pecs. Whatever. At least I'll have them. You're going to be stuck with kitty arms for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my childhood.
And when's that gonna end for you?
When I want it to.
That's a long time with kitty arms.
Your swole pecs are gonna get too big for the playground. Then how are we all gonna hang out during the week?
I don't know. I'll figure it out because I'll have an adult brain.
No imagination.
That's a part of growing up, Tay. You're gonna have to do it eventually.
But not now. This isn't natural. None of this is natural.
Neither is going back.
Well, it's better than being a grown-up.
And what's up with that anyways? Come on, grown up? That's such a kiddie term.
What would you call us then? Teenagers? Vertically challenged pre-adults?
I prefer the term adult for myself.
No, you're not one yet. I'm not one yet.
Well, not for long now that we have our own self-contained time machine.
Look, we don't even know what that thing's gonna do to us in the future. Maybe the effect's gonna rub off on us in a day from now, a week.
Taylor.
I mean, what's gonna happen in a year? 10 years?
Taylor.
What if we're on the carousel too long? What if it's a trap? You know, I see movies like this where people go to these crazy places and they strike up deals and they try to get what they want. And you know where they end up, Ricky? They end up dead. Dead or alone.
Nothing's happened so far.
So far only goes on until it doesn't, Ricky. You know, you're gonna wake up one day, and so far is gonna be written on your goddamn headstone.
You care so much anyways. You were always the tallest, the strongest. People respect you.
People like that I was good at sports, that's it.
People would kill to be you.
If I were people, I'd severely rethink that.
Now you're just being ungrateful.
You think I'm being ungrateful? You know what? Watch, just watch.
What are you doing?
I want a second chance.
You're gonna break it.
Let it go. Look,
Just stop. Just stop.
I didn't mean for it to break.
Yeah? Well, it broke. And now neither of us are gonna get the chance to use it again thanks to you.
You wouldn't let me at least try.
I knew it was a bad idea.
You didn't know shit.
Why couldn't you just let me be older?
I told you, I didn't mean to break it. Besides, you're better off with that anyway. Being older sucks.
But haven't you said before that those awkward years suck?
Yeah, they do, but not as much as now. I don't know, now it's weird. Like, a parasite's taken over your body. The ship pilots can't navigate anymore. They bump into each other. You try to speak and you can't hear yourself because they've overridden your vocal cords. Then they stretch out your body and you're too tall for the monkey bars. I never liked it, especially when you've always looked older than you are. No one knows it's you. At least they act like it's you until you get excited about a gift you unwrap or ask about what long division is. Then, all of a sudden, you're called to the office by a random teacher just because she saw you playing in the sandbox with your friends instead of reading with the 6th graders during recess.
Oh.
So I thought maybe if I looked older...
So that's why you wanted to go back?
Things were bad enough. I thought I could have made them better.
Maybe. I thought so too.
Huh?
I mean, kinda. Not really. All my siblings are a lot older than me. I never really got to know them. They don't talk to me much. Maybe if I were older, they'd notice me. Maybe I'd understand more too, you know? Think like an adult.
Why would you want to do that? All they do is worry. And besides, there's already so much to worry about now. Why add more?
Sure, I guess.
I really am sorry.
I know.
You don't have to forgive me.
I know. You know what? Neither of us need this thing. We both have plenty of time, right?
Yeah. Let's just be as we are.
Forgive me, my memory's not quite as good as it used to be. You are...
Oh, no worries. My name's Clare. What's yours? I don't think I've had one past 5 before.
My name... I must have had one when I was still alive, but now that you ask, I can't seem to recall.
You don't remember?
No one's asked me for it or called me by it in such a long time that I suppose it must have slipped out of my memory.
Oh. Have you been here for a long time then?
I believe so.
Believe. Do you not know?
No, I'm not sure how long I've been here. I used to keep track of the sunrises, but I lost count somewhere in the 3000s.
That is quite a while.
I suppose it is.
Are you waiting for someone?
Yes. I'm waiting for someone.
Who?
That I don't quite recall either.
You don't remember, but you're still waiting.
Yes. I can no longer recall the shape of her face, nor the sound of her voice, but I know that she loves me. And I love her very much.
But you don't remember who she is.
No. All I remember is that whoever she is, she makes me so immensely happy. I may not be able to remember who she was, but I remember that she is joy. She is sunlight on dewdrops. When my memory of her first began to fade, I began to trace her name. When I started writing her name, I could feel her handprint on my heart. For the longest time, we were going to see the world together. But I don't think we ever did.
Well, there's no time like the present. Since you're waiting for her anyway, why not wander about in the meantime?
No, she comes to visit me every 7 sunrise.
How do you know? We can't see the living.
We can't, but every 7 sunrise, I can see the petals she scatters fall atop my grave. Every 7 sunrise, without fail.
You're here again.
Oh, hi. Have we met?
No, I just remember seeing you here when I visited my father last year. Are you here often?
Every Sunday.
Who are you visiting, if you don't mind me asking? A parent? A grandparent?
No, I'm not sure actually.
You're not sure.
No, to be quite honest, I'm not sure whose grave this is. I just know it's someone important to a lady I helped take care of. She used to come here and scatter flower petals every Sunday, but her health has deteriorated these last couple of years.
Did she ask you to come here for her?
Well, no. When I started taking care of her, she'd already forgotten who it was that lay here. These days, she probably doesn't even remember coming here. Hell, most days she doesn't even remember me.
Why are you here then?
Look at the date on the tombstone. Whoever he was, he passed decades ago. To still come here every week and visit him, she must have loved him too.
But if she doesn't remember him, and she doesn't remember you...
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's useless. Maybe it's completely meaningless. But still, maybe elsewhere, someone sees these petals. Someone looks forward to these petals. I know, it's just superstition. But I hope somewhere, someone will see them and say, see,
Here is the evidence. My memory forsakes me, but here lies the proof. I was loved.
Loved.
Yes, I was loved, you see. I am loved. And if my heart sings at the shape of her name, if I've waited here for all this time, I must love her too.
And yet you can't recall who she is.
No, I can't recall. I hope she will forgive me when she comes.
Different flowers this year.
Yeah, the lady I was taking care of passed away a couple months ago. It felt wrong to stick to peach blossoms. I hope plum blossoms will too. Whoever he was, I hope she's found him again.
You're still here?
Yeah, I just couldn't let it go. I suppose it can't hurt for them to know that someone in this world still remembers the both of them. That there is still a living witness.
quite sure, but it's been 3,000 sunrises at least.
Are you waiting for someone?
Yes, yes I am. Are you here to meet someone?
Yes.
You must forgive me. I can't quite recall who you are. Yet, I know the shape of your face. I know the shape of your name, but I don't quite recognize either. When I look at you, though, when you look at me, my heart grows so full it nearly bursts. And this is evidence enough. I know that I love you.
Strange. I feel the same way. I don't recognize you either. There's something familiar, like warm breath on a cold window, but it dissipates too quickly for me to recall. Someone reminded me before I came here. I scattered petals in the grave of the one I loved. Evidence that I loved.
We were going to see the world together.
Yes, I believe we wanted to.
Would you do me the honor then of traveling with me so I may get to know you again?
I really feel afforded me that same honor.
Well then, let's be on our way.
If someday I lay dying, beside this path I tread, my longing will cry sorely in words I've left unsaid. For all my soul has yearned for all my heart has bled, the blessings of the living and the forgiveness